Live is Ryan Crocker. He's the former U.S. ambassador to 6 different countries, including Afghanistan, Iraq, Pakistan, and Syria. Mr. Ambassador, welcome back to The Story Is.
Thanks for having me.
Is the U.S. now in a worse position than it was when the war started?
I think clearly we are. On February 27th, the Strait of Hormuz was open to all international shipping, including U.S. warships. Now it is closed and under fire. So we are in a worse place. There's no question about it.
So at that time, the administration talked about potential regime change. They talked about stopping Iran's nuclear power. They don't talk about either one of those as much anymore. At this point, what can the U.S. realistically achieve?
At this point, I think we need to get back to the status quo ante February 28th. In other words, an unconditional opening of the strait to all maritime traffic. And that is going to require a combination of diplomatic efforts, economic pressure, and kinetic action as we're engaged in currently. The Iranians, I think, are possibly overplaying their hand. They know how to do war. We're going to have to show resolve here, indicate that to our Gulf friends and allies that we're in this for the long haul, and that the end game here for this stage of this war is the reopening of the strait, full stop.
So essentially what you're saying is the most realistic thing we can achieve at this point is to dig out of the hole that we're in and get back to where we started?
That's pretty much it, sadly. We are not going to get regime change. The regime that is now in power is harder line than the old one, if anything. We are not going to bomb them into submission. You don't win wars from the air alone. So what we have to work to do is show resolve, perseverance here, set a reasonable goal, which is the reopening of the strait, continue to apply kinetic force to that end, exercise diplomatic pressure, reassure our allies that we're in this until the strait is reopened, and shove everything else to the right. That's about the best we can hope for.
You have a lot of insight with the regime. You were there in Beirut in 1983 when the embassy was bombed. You've interacted with them as the ambassador to so many different countries. Can you give us some insight in their thinking right now? And because of that insight, is that part of the reason why so many of the presidents that you worked for in both parties did not choose to get into a war with Iran?
Well, to begin with, it is a war. It's been a long war. As you note, I'm a survivor of one battle of that war when our embassy was blown up with Iranian complicity in 1983. That's an act of war, as was the bombing of the Marine barracks 6 months later, another act of war. So this Iranian regime has been engaged with us in a war for over 40 years. We don't always appreciate it. They do. And that's what I mean about resolve. We've got to assure ourselves, assure our allies, and most importantly, make it clear to the Iranians that we recognize this is war and we're prepared to fight it. I would hope we'd fight it more intelligently, perhaps, than we have in the past. Again, Alex, it's something that Americans lost sight of a long time ago. But the current Iranian leadership, they're all veterans of the Iran-Iraq War. 1980 to 1988, a vicious ground war, trench warfare such as the world had not seen since World War I. They know about war. Airstrikes are not going to dissuade them. So it's going to take a full arsenal of tools, again, diplomatic, economic, kinetic, alliances, international pressure, just to get back to where we were on February 27th.
Wow. Quite something coming from you, Ryan Crocker, one of the longest serving and most respected ambassadors in recent U.S. history. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your long service to our country.
Thank you.